example keep bringing up earlier with the alchemist, whose job is to do these, magical formulas using these dangerous chemicals and mixtures. He undergoes this danger of eventually being hurt or even killed by the fumes of the toxicity of these chemicals. Maybe an explosion, whatever it is, but at the end of the day, it's an exhausting job in order to go ahead and be in this environment where you're using this dangerous, these dangerous formulas to do your work. Some of us have jobs that require us to do dangerous things. Some of us have jobs that we are, we are going through this. We're acquiring this wealth through toil and through exertion, exhaustion, danger. Some of us may even be professional athletes. Look at professional athletes. Look at football players, for example. Look at them on the surface. You think, wow, they're so successful in a short, 5 to 10 year period. They made tens of millions of dollars. But what you don't see is all those brain injuries. I have a neighbor who's a football player, and his, he used to be from what I'm told, he used to be a very kind and nice person, very, gentlemanlike. Unfortunately, with too many blows to the head from his football career, he just is a different person. People don't recognize him anymore. So is it really worth it? How much stress do you have to go through? How much of this, increased blood pressure do you have to have in order to make it worth it what you're doing? Sometimes we believe that it's the job that's giving us this stress. And sometimes it's just our way of thinking, and it's our lack of bitachon. So sometimes we do put ourselves in danger. But most times, from what I see and what I, speaking to friends, I can tell that it's all up here. It's all in their mind. And most of the times they drive any job that they do. It doesn't matter how successful the job, the opportunities are right up here. They are just constantly stressed out and making their job even more difficult and causing, potential damage to their health as well. One thing is that if they had this bitachon in Hashem, if they trusted Hashem, then whatever challenges they face throughout their workday, they will do so in a more relaxed manner. And believe me, they will see a lot clearer when doing their day-to-day job. It's written that David HaMelech said, "Ashche kol choseh bo," fortunate are all those who trust in Him. What this means is that if we trust in Hashem, we're fortunate. And I keep repeating this. It's a very difficult thing to do, but you will be fortunate the more and more you remind yourself each day to continue to trust Hashem. I have a friend of mine, several friends actually, that he had a heart attack at the early age of 30 years old. This was a wake-up call for him because he said to himself, why am I constantly battling and stressing? And maybe this environment is not good. Got out of that work environment. And now he does his work so relaxed and so chill. It's unbelievable. A little bit too relaxed in my opinion, but it's impressive because he realized that he doesn't have to stress out and work 1,000 miles an hour in order to make it in life, because he realized that he's going to do his best. He's going to do it in a very relaxed and, collective form, and he's going to work hard, but the rest is up to Hashem. And so his parnasa, his what he's determined to make is already calculated up there. So ask yourself, is your job hazardous? Are you in a toxic environment? Are you in a place where you're constantly inhaling either true toxic fumes or just stress? And if you are, make yourself some big changes in your life, and remember that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is overlooking you. There are so many opportunities today. Look what happened with COVID. COVID allowed that a lot of the work that can happen today can happen remotely. For some of us, this is a blessing. For some of us, it's a curse. But for those of us that were used to going and traveling and having to be in very hostile environments, we can now work from home. A lot of us can now hop on a computer and have the opportunity to make a living this way. I constantly recommend to a lot of people, they can become an online notary. If this is something that, if you're looking for work, you can reach out to me. I'd be more than glad to share this with you. You can become an online notary today and make a very decent living. And you can put yourself in a room, close the door, and do it in a stress-free environment. These opportunities came with heartaches, came with COVID, for example. That was very tough for a lot of people, but it opened up a lot of doors and created a lot of opportunities. So remember that each day you go to work, tell yourself that you're going to do so in a positive, in a strong way, without any stress, and remind yourself that you will trust Hashem in today's job. Thank you.